This week, I had a school team inquire about what would make a document accessible for a student who uses speech to text to input responses or to generate their answers or ideas. They sent me a couple documents. Let's take a look at how they work with dictation. The first document is this 2-column document. We can see that we can click right into the different portions of this document, and I could go ahead and click on Dictate, Kristen, Leslie, and I can input into any of these columns that I can click into. And so this document is fairly accessible. The student just needs to be able to navigate, clicking where they want to type or speak, and know how to use dictation or whatever speech to text tool they're using. Let's take a look at the second document. For this document, I can click into the 4 components and get a cursor, which means I could click on Dictate, and I could speak, and the words would show up in that box. I could click in another box and have those words show up. However, this 4-square writing template is used normally for the student to input their topic sentence in the middle. I cannot get a cursor in this box because it is more of a component of a shape than a text box. And so this is not very useful to me as a student who needs to use either typing or text-to-speech. Also, these images are more distracting than anything because they it's more meant to be printed, a handout that's printed, not used with typing or speech to text. Let's take a look at what I found on Teacher Pay Teacher and see if this is truly accessible. So I try to click in here and it seems like I can do that. So I'll say, over spring break, I went to Legoland. So I can click in other places. So my supporting sentence 1 and say, my favorite part of the trip were the rides at Legoland. Period. Okay, so already we see difficulty with this here, right? So lots of things you find on Teacher Pay Teacher or downloads or even in your curriculum are not user-friendly to students, because now this student who is trying to use this 4-square document in the way it was intended doesn't get that opportunity because now they can't click in the other boxes, and I can click in this box, but again, it's going to go over into this box. So just another example of inaccessible. So what I did is I created one in Word just using text boxes. So I have a blank Word document. I go to Insert and I grab a text box and put it where I want it, right? So now let's see if this is going to be successful for a student using typing or text-to-speech. Kristen, Leslie. March 18th, 2024. Over spring break, I went to Legoland. My favorite part of Legoland was the rides. There was a lot of great food to eat. I met some new friends there. And near Legoland, there's the beach. That was fairly successful, except that you might want to make the text boxes big enough so that the students can then type into it, because it doesn't look like they're expanding as you type. I tell you what, if someone wants to make a bundle on Teacher Pay Teacher, create some accessible documents of templates that teachers normally like to use for writing or other purposes, because there's not a lot of accessible documents out there.